So what we do here is we're going to need the thumb width. Yeah. So is it width? No, it's actually height. So we're going to take that out and say k thumb height. Yeah, so we're going to have to move these up later, but k thumb height. So like that. Okay, so there's going to be, just to keep it simple, I'm not worried about using these temporary variables. Is it height? It's actually width, isn't it? Because this is pre-rotate. Yeah, it's width. Because the width spans the length of the bar. Anyway, they're the same for now, but we might change that later. Any other use of 40? Nope. Anyway, it's a good idea to take out these magic numbers and use this kind of thing for precisely this reason, where you split it up in the code. So it'll be the width divided by 2 plus, no, yep, that's right, plus and we also want the track. The track width is actually, we have it from the track rect. Yeah, we can use that. Track rect dot size dot y, no, dot height width minus k. Wait a minute. Yeah, we do want a minus k thumb width. The reason for that is the active part does not include those margins. We multiply that by the tick ratio. Does that make sense? This part is for that initial thingamabob, and then we want to go from here, somewhere between here and here. And where we are depends on that tick ratio. Yeah. So we got that. We can pretty much draw the line. To draw the line, we can do the move to point, whatever. We can look that up. I can't recall it off the top of my head, but I've definitely used a lot. For example, in the echo effect. Yeah, add line to point, right? You can use add line as well, but it's just easier for me not to. So the way we do that is we don't do that really here. That one uses the arc, so it doesn't use the move to point call. This one should. As you see, move to point. So we just do that. CG. We might have to begin the path. And we'll also have to set the color. Let's do it almost white. Let's do it white with a very low alpha. So this will be pretty dark. But if there's something light under it, it won't. We can change that later too. Yeah, so we want to do context move to point. Context. And the point is going to be x, and the height will be 0 because we want to make the next one track rect.size.height. Yeah, and this is now going to be line to point, or add line to point. Yeah, then we want to draw it. Stroke path context, and that takes care of all of that. We want to set the color up here because because we don't need to do it every single time. So that might do what we want. It's possible. Let us go ahead and yeah. Let's see if that builds. Unlikely that it'll build the first time, because we have things like FL boat, FLB. Well, that's in filter view controller. Yeah, somehow I did that. Don't even know, but yeah. Next one is what? I'm not sure what that one is. So it says, we didn't put the return. Silly me. All right. So we built, now we run. So that looks not the way you really want it to work. Why does it do that? So apparently things get stretched out in the slider image. Ah, I see what it's doing. Do you see what it's doing? When you get, it crops until you reach the length of the slider. And once you get past that, it starts to scale. That's interesting to know. It doesn't, it was hard to tell because we were using a solid rectangle, which when you scale it, it looks pretty similar. Yeah, but it's definitely being scaled under certain conditions. So let's deal with that. That looks like we can't just pick arbitrary number, or if we do, it has to be a fairly large one for the width of the track. So that's right here. Instead of 200, we probably want the views. Can you just do self.view.height? It's the UI control, right? Let's look it up. UI view. UI view will have a width. And the width is bounds. Wait, which one should it be? How about frame? Self.frame.width. Self.frame.height. Let's try that. I don't know, that's, yeah. That might work. Hard to say. Sorry. Have to put a size like that. Okay, let's see what that does. Well, that's not, made it very small. Interesting. All right. That's not going to work. Interesting, that doesn't work. Oh, you know what? That might be called when it's hidden, which might shrink it. I'm not sure. If you look in filter view controller, yeah, right here, they're set to be hidden. Here, and then we attach these events, and then all of this. This is the initial setup, so this isn't relevant. But as you can see, yeah, this might be it. Nope. Yep, this kind of thing. Well, we're looking for set images for effect. Yeah. So they're set to hidden here, and then they're set to no, not hidden. Then we call that. Yeah, so I don't know. I really don't know. Really don't know. Well, so 230 didn't work. This is obviously a lot smaller. We could just set it to some large number. I'm surprised that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Anyway, let's just do this for now. Maybe it's 450. It's skinny, so it's not like this is killing us with memory. There we go. Now nothing changes. However, it's not right. It crops. So this has to be the exact height. There's no getting around that. Yeah. Let me see what's happening. So when we can test that, since we can't use, maybe you can use bounds. Can you do that? I bet that's just the same as frame though. Oh, that actually worked. Oh, what'd you know? So this draws pretty much what we want, right? Yeah. So I don't know why that is, but maybe when it's off screen, frame.size goes to 0 or some small value, but self.bounds doesn't. Good to know. Can probably also use self.bounds.height.